So it is going for January 2nd, 2022. I have to make a correction on that. It's about 2 hours to January 2nd, 2022. Okie dokie. Now, let me say something that came to mind tonight. Now, out of being a little bit annoyed at the current status of things, you know what I mean. I had came to the realization, to the foreground consciousness of, well, forethought. No, not forethought. It was not thinking ahead. No, it came to clarity tonight that what annoyances, or the ones who I may consider more enemies, are just addicted to giving advice, and they'll go as far as trying to coordinate. This is not, wait, this is a theory, okay? It's not proven yet. I don't want to prove it. We don't need to go down that route. But there's the possibility that they are, see, there's this where they have it in a book somewhere about this being a hallmark trait or symptom of a delusional disorder, but I'm not. Okay, where they label it as people claiming that things are choreographed, but it's not. I'm not. I'm not going to even go down that route. Okay, this is a theory of that there are people out there that would that are just manipulative so that they can make business. It's like, all right, so their method of providing business sometimes is to claim that they are providing treatment to those who really may not even necessarily need it, because I'm just saying the ones that are, let's say, not truly having a medical condition, where it's just that they are being deceived in a deceptive way by those who are, like, in a figurative sense, slashing their car tires, okay, so that they could do the repair work, and then, have, let's say, that person give them the money to repair the car tires, but in this other type of way of them just they have a need, or I get the sense that they have this desire, like it's beyond desire. It's like a need for them to fill in the space where, let's say, after hours when they're not working at their normal job, they are addicted to their work, where they actually, probably team up with their coworkers to who are also addicted to what it may be, any type of addiction that they're trying to satisfy, or substitute this type of, like, power play of a kind of like a football power play, but in a way of, in a figurative sense of, let's say, vandalizing someone's motor vehicle so that they could offer to try to repair it after they vandalized it. You see what I'm saying? So basically, they want to. This is a theory that there may be those who do that who are not truly. It's not of their true interest, their job of, let's say, actually helping people. That they may do that they may do that in the real world, but then in their free time they try to manufacture reasons to provide treatment to people. So there may be some people out there that do that. I'm not saying all of them do, that work in that field, but I'm saying that they're just like any other, how there's, like, the way a hacker thinks based off of, let's say, the Canada's most notorious hacker, Mafia Boy, when he was describing how, it's mostly about money in most cases. They would try to, or also satisfying their goal of deviating or making a deviation in statistics somewhere. That's where I'm zeroing in on with the way these people are behaving, because I was targeted in my early 30s when it's quite normal for those who are, let's say, ready to reconnect with those maybe of the opposite sex when they're growing up. I almost stumbled over my words just now. Yeah, so they wanted to interject, interfere, and keep us separated, I believe. And then they want to try and say, oh, yeah, well, you're just being crazy for thinking those things. And that's why you're coming to us. Well, that's not going to happen. It's too bad because, you know, hopefully the Central Intelligence Agency would crack down on them if that was the case. Hopefully they're wiretapping the lines. Because I'm tired of that type of deceptive power play. And then, I do have conditions. I have agoraphobia, and for 18 years I've been a vegan, and it's been helping. But let me tell you, yeah, I have two conditions that will never go away. One is agoraphobia, which is anxiety when traveling a distance beyond, let's say, 20 minutes away on my own. And then because I become forgetful sometimes, or I can end up having a HPPD flashback, possibly, so I stay on the back roads when I travel if I go anywhere. Or if I'm in the passenger seat with someone, I can travel, maybe 2 hours segments at a time, and I'm okay with highways depending on how confident I am of that driver and how confident they are with their route, for instance. So, or how much I already know of that person and that type of their way. I understand how they think, for instance. Now, the other condition I have is palinopsia, which does not interfere with my driving. Even at night, when I do see light trails, when the red brake lights go on, they instantly, appear trailing beyond the origin point of when the red brake light lights at this, and then stemming from there, it becomes like kind of like this ultraviolet, like rectangular, but like translucent and kind of like a flame. I've had it for years, for like 18 years now, actually. Maybe 19 years. It was before I was a vegan. I started having that symptom. And I don't see it indoors unless if I, you know, say if I have a bicycle light, or a red bicycle light, same type as like the red color of, let's say, behind a motor vehicle, for instance. And if I turned off all the lights in the house, or if it was dark enough, and I go like this, it would not pick up on camera, obviously, but okay, I would perceive it. And so it only happens at night and on overcast days, but has no, like, doesn't impact my ability of seeing when the light, illuminates the right time and everything. I still see it perfectly. It's just that there's that trail, and it's very apparent. I do see it. It can be picked up off electroencephalogram readings, even remote electroencephalogram readings from probably 200 miles away. Because one day we got a phone call after I saw it. Anyways. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think I had to do with that. But it was because I was just recently tested with an actual pen light test by an optician who was probably also a neurologist and had a special, like, they were probably able to pick up and register into a computer system, with the remote electroencephalogram under fluorescent light, but was forced with a pen light. So it was very small, but it was there. Anyways, now, so that's just like due to scar tissue in the posterior cortical area of my brain. I guess that's near the visual cortex or something. So it's kind of like a scar tissue or a lesion that it's healed, as if it was like probably like a little aneurysm, possibly, that healed, and that causes that symptom to persist. Whereas the stronger symptoms that I had 20 years ago only lasted for, well, I shouldn't say only. I had to endure it for 7 months. It was pretty bad. I didn't know whether or not it would ever be normal again 3 months inward. Whereas at that point, I was trying to get beyond clinical depression. Okay, great. All right. Okay, good. So, got more B6 booster drink here with the brown rice milk powder. 6 mandarin oranges, citrus juice with filtered spring water, organic vegan cane sugar. And I'm just tired of people it's a fishing type thing. They hear people talk about this stuff. If they become, let's say, a public figure, if they are heard or they are scouted, let's say, it could even be their current doctor's office and they're checking up on, let's say, someone posts on their profile. And they hear oh yeah, well, you know what? Based off our judgment of our analysis and the way the things that you're talking about, we don't. And it's like, oh yeah, well, it's like the invasion of the body snatcher type behavior on their behalf, of like thinking they can just abduct people off their property and then, like, steal their billion-dollar software that they designed. Oh, he's got some delusions of grandeur, or grandiose delusions. Like, oh, all of a sudden he's a billionaire, yet he has nothing, no income going into his account. Yeah. Okay, might as well take down Craigslist for 7 years, have him move back in with his parents,